welcome. Today we're going to do a top. I love this top. I made it a little while ago. I've worn it. I just love it. I had seen it originally at Saks and I saw it after that at Nordstrom, so I felt like it was calling me. So I just love it. The back, let me just explain it to you. The back is a little flared. There's a little bit of pattern work, but this is so easy to do and I think it'll be really fun for you. The front, there's nothing to the front. There's nothing to the sleeve. So there's only 3 pattern pieces. And I'm using Sunny's top, 113. That's my long sweater set is what it is. You could take the sweater set and lengthen it. You can take any of your bases. The front and the sleeve, I'm not going to do anything with. So this is going to be flared. Underneath you see there's another section that's tied and it's got a little split. You don't need to do anything for that split. That split will kind of automatically happen. If you wanted to split less, remember you're going to have pants on underneath. I purposely left it open so you could kind of see the parts and the contrast of what was going on. Love it. Hope you love it. This fabric is a viscose knit. It's got a really beautiful drape, and I think it's important for that to give this back and to give the bottom, so that I'm going to discount that. So you're going to start with your 3 pieces. Front, back, and sleeve. Front and sleeve I've put aside because I'm not making any changes to those. My back, what I did, and I copied these. You know, a lot of times I say to you, you don't have to copy them, but they just don't take long at all to copy. So if you notice, I took the back, I traced it, and I cut it into 2 pieces. And there's my 2 pieces. All right, so I just traced it and cut it. And where you want to cut it into 2 pieces is at the waist. So you want this to come a little bit above the waist because you're going to add, so don't worry. But the waist is a good separating point as to where they will look like they are. If you're not sure where the waist is, just go by the most curved edge of the pattern. And that's really where the waist is going to come. Or put one on you've made, mark the waist, measure how far down it is from the base of the neck, and you'll find the waist. So I cut it into 2 pieces. On this one, and put a notch on there because this little bottom piece, boy, it's really easy to turn it upside down and backwards. And what that notch will do is just tell you what goes up. So to this bottom piece, I added 2 inches. Just add 2 inches all the way apart. We'll do the pattern work, then we'll do the sewing. So to this, I add the 2 inches. All right, then to the top part, the first thing you want to do is you want to measure to see how many inches this is in the first place. And mine was 8 inches. Then you're going to cut. And I made 4 cuts and just spread them throughout. I did every inch or so. I guess every 2 inches. If there's 8 inches and I did 4 cuts every 2 inches. And just take them up to the top. And just take them straight up. No angles, no anything. And you're going to spread this out. And again, this has got a notch on it. This stays on the fold. So you really know where you're going. So how much to spread is ready to wear? Ready to wear generally when you are having some fullness, it's 1 to 1.5. So my original 8 inches is going to go to 12, and I'm going to spread this starting at this point until it equals right at 12 inches. And you want to spread them evenly just so that you get exactly what I got, which was even fullness. And then you can see this is the piece I drew. Now I did add 2 inches to this as well, 2 inches in my length. So if I slide this underneath, you can see that this was the original back. It doesn't matter if you add the 2 inches before or after. I mean, technically it probably does, but it's all styling, so it doesn't make that much difference. So there's my split. There's my addition at the bottom. And what I'm going to see is this piece is going to slide under this piece. There's going to be an overlap, which I want. So remember, I added 2 inches and 2 inches. If you want more of an overlap, you can. You don't want to get this too long. Otherwise, it won't hang freely. It'll start to hit up on your rear end. That's not what you want. This could go higher if you want more coverage. You don't even have to make a split if you don't want. When I went to cut this out, this was on the fold. And then this had a seam back here. And I added a little extra to tuck under and serge. So that's my pattern work. Really quick, really easy. Trace the back, cut it, add to the bottom, add to the top, split it, add the fullness. Okay, so now when I go into sew, remember the French darts, exactly the same as the front. It looks like a normal t-shirt. I did add the black fold over elastic because of the print. I felt like it needed a place to kind of stop. And so that fold over elastic did perfect. The bottom here, what I did is I used the fold over elastic along the top of this piece. So I sewed fold over elastic there, and I continued it to make the bow. So I actually used a yard of fold over elastic, and I used a half yard on each side, so that, and I just continued stitching it once I folded it on, I just continued stitching until it came to the end. That gave me enough to tie a bow. And then prior to doing that, I serged the edge, tucked it under, and top stitched. So I finished off the back edge first, added the fold over elastic, so I kind of created this bottom part. Then what I did is I serged this edge, folded it under, and I don't know that I would leave this raw. You could, but unraw things don't have a lot of drape, and I want to drape on this, and so that finished edge gives it just a little more drape back there, and that's what I wanted. So I serged the edge, and I turned that under 3/8, and I stitched that. So I kind of made the back. What I also did when I made the pattern is I put a notch here where the two went together. So I just made a little clip there and a little clip there on the pattern so that I could see how much overlap there was. So on the side, when I went to sew the side seam together, I could tell exactly where to put it so that the front and back seam still matched, and that's my overlap. So let me just go over again. I'm going to finish off the center back, and you know what, I think this would still be adorable even if it didn't have this. If you wanted to leave off this and just have the overlay and just have those two pieces in the back, I think it'd be adorable. You could run a little piece of elastic through here. You could do whatever you want. Just be aware that if you are doing this split back, you don't want to have the negative ease that you typically might have in the hips. You want to add a little more so that it doesn't pull open. You want it to look like it's meant to be like that, not that it's too small. So just be aware that you might want to add a little more through the hips. It's your call. All right, so I've got the extra there. I've created the back. I've overlapped them and put pins at the sides so that the whole back is kind of made. Then I do the French dart, I do the shoulder seams. I then added my fold over elastic, set in my sleeves, did my side seams, hemmed it, and finished it. It's really just a t-shirt. It's just a fun t-shirt. We're calling it the split back t-shirt. So I hope you enjoy. Happy sewing from Silhouette Patterns.